Imagine a world that evolved from insane goggle-toting British folk who love nothing more than navigating in impractical flying monstrosities, all in the pursuit of mile-high tea drinking and, of course, military conquest. Yes, I am speaking broadly and fondly of the crazy world of steampunk. And actually, there are a few steampunk games currently in early access on Steam right now. But somehow, this one went right under my radar. Released in February of 2015, and I know I am totally late, but it is still in early access, and in the very short amount of time I've messed with it so far, it looks terrific! Currently in development by one David Stark in Switzerland, I believe, Airships Conquer the Skies is a unique 2D pixel art steampunk air and landship builder and real-time strategy conquest game. If that isn't cool and unique enough for you, there is also multiplayer capabilities, and the developer is soon to release full modding and workshop support for Steam. It's delightfully different, and to be honest, I think this might be right up my alley. All that being said, and without further ado, let's play some Airships Conquer the Skies. Super exciting. So, small caveat, I've only played a short amount of this game, a very small amount. I've played the Airship Academy, which is basically a tutorial on how to fly and shoot and all the basic stuff, building your ships, etc. I'm not going to go through the tutorial because it's pretty basic. What I'd really like to do today is start a brand new Conquest game, and because of my inexperience, this could be really funny. We'll say funny, but I'm totally willing to take the leap and do a little bit of a blind let's play with this, just because it does seem cool enough that I think I'm gonna like it regardless. And of course, I think there's a lot of depth here that can be found after a long period of time, and you'll find none of that here today. It's gonna be pretty basic. So at the beginning, you do get to pick a coat of arms, which is really interesting because what you choose to put on your coat of arms affects your culture, your civilization. So for example, we have the lion on here, which gives us 50% faster reload in boarding combat, which is really cool. If we pick the anvil, we would get steel armor absorbs 50% more damage. Well, that's a good one. Probably need that. Or scales 25% more income. From cities. Very cool. But I think to start out, we will pick, I think the defense one. Actually, I like the steel armor one. That's pretty cool. But I think I'm interested in boarding combat. Boarding combat is really neat. Your guys kind of, they use a rope and they are grappling hooks and they attach to the other ship and then they go and they beat everybody up, and it's kind of neat. It may be a complete mistake to pick that. I have no idea. I'm completely running blind here. So that should be fun. We are going to name our culture Deluksiaville, hold on, Ville Township Shire. Deluksiaville Township Shire. We're going to do it on a medium map, and I think we'll start with easy, although I don't like doing anything easy because then I get deceived, like when I play against a human player or something, like, I realize, oh wow, this game's a lot harder than it looks. Okay, so let's start that. I'm pretty happy with that setup, and away we go. And I'm sure those of you who have never seen this game, you're probably going, well, what is this? You still don't know what it is. Well, it's coming. I will show you. It's all good things will come in time. I figured the best way to show off this game, and there are other ways, there are little skirmishes and stuff you can do, but the best way to show off this game, I think, is to show off the campaign. If you can call it a campaign. It is kind of a skirmish in itself, but you start off and there is 7 cities, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. I think there's 9 cities. We start with 1. Of course, this is Deluksiaville Township Shire over here. And our goal is to conquer all of the enemy cities. And I don't think there's any diplomacy or anything like that. So it's basically just us against them. Everybody against them. It's FFA. Free for all. So, and the goal is just to conquer territory. So we want to conquer Dagger Guild, Northwestex, Strelticud, Dark Felbane, Gug, great name Gug, and Guildfield, Corano, and Ungrashzon. I'm sure I'm not going to read through that. Anyway, so we've got the tutorial on here to kind of give us sort of some guidance, so I'll just read this as we go. So Deluksiaville Township Shire is your home city. Cities that are yours have your flag. There we go. Each city you conquer gives you an additional income, but must also be defended, of course. All right, and okay, this is your starting fleet, so we do start with a fleet. Oh, what the heck is that? Interesting. So this is your starting fleet. Click on it. You can see the ships in a panel on the right. You can click on individual ships to select and deselect them before you give commands. So we hit... so actually, we can actually go to refit and take a closer look at the ship. Oh, okay, so interesting. So this is, in fact, a flying ship. So, really cool. So yeah, it's got a sail here, and then it's got the... These are dust tanks, suspendium dust tanks. So suspendium is this mystical crystal that can be used to, I assume it's lighter than air in such a way, like it's so light that it can actually cause things to float, which is really interesting. But it also is a volatile thing, so if it gets hit, it will explode and all that kind of stuff. So, and you can propel a ship in a number of different ways. You can use propellers and of course engines, and so that you can move around, or you can use these sails, and these sails are like the propeller, except they don't require any coal, but they do require more crew to manage. I think each piece of sail requires 4 crew. Crazy. Anyway, so the suspendium. So this is, and of course. If you're building an airship, having height as an advantage is a good thing. So you want to be able to use your airship and fly higher than the enemy, generally speaking, because there's all sorts of different options if you do that, and you generally have the advantage. Now, of course, you could build an airship, for example, with flak guns on top of it. So if anybody does get on top of you, you can, of course, shoot them from the bottom. All of this is maybe Greek to you right now because you haven't experienced the game that much, but don't worry, you're not missing much. I haven't experienced the game that much either. So just taking a look. This is our starting ship. We could refit it and do something else with it, but I think I don't know, it's probably terrible, but I mean, it's got some cannons on it. So yeah, each one of these are different modules, right? So, and you can add and remove modules as you see fit. So for example, if we wanted to add more weapons to this, we would go here and we would find, say for example, a rifleman, and we could actually add a rifleman to the ship, which is really interesting. So yeah, oh, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Oh, did I mess up that sail? No, it's good. Okay, so I'm not going to actually do any of that right now. We're just going to leave the ship as is, and we're going to build a brand new ship. So that is currently in our inventory, and we could actually send him out to invade, for example, if we wanted, but I don't know if that's a good idea or not. So we also, this is your starting fleet. Click on it. You can see that, okay, got that. To build your fleet, to build up your fleet, you may want to construct another airship. Click on your home city, then choose build ship. Select a ship within your budget, name it, click OK, construction will begin, and once complete, your new ship will join the fleet. So let's do that. We're going to, we could build a ship, which means we can pick from a list of previously built designs. So these are designs that all came with the game, right? Oh, look at this. Even a ramming ship. So yeah, this piece here is oh, cool. You can actually see the modules from this point. So yeah, you can actually attach a ram to a ship, and just, that's all they do is they can ram. And it does tons of damage from what I understand. And of course, you've got all sorts of different designs. But what there's a couple things I'm really interested in. I'm really interested in seeing some boarding actions. I think that would be really cool. But I'm not going to build any ship. I'm going to design our own ship, because that's what I'm here to do, is design new ships. So for our first build, I'm going to just run this like I would regularly, and then later on, as I get better at this, we will fast forward the builds, and then I'll explain after, like I do in all of my other series, so you guys don't have to sit and watch an entire build all the time. So for our first ship, I think we want kind of a medium-sized ship. We don't want it too big. Now, when you're building a ship, there's a couple things to keep in mind. You want to have a ship that has lift, so it has a high ceiling, like I was saying before. You want to have a ship that has the ability to propel itself either to left or right. You want to have you're going to have to man that with crew, with fuel like coal, as well as weapons, and then of course damage control, things like repair bays, and of course you're going to have a bridge and all those things. So we're going to start with the basics, and I usually start with what we're going to do for lift. So suspendium, of course, as you saw last time, we had those suspendium little balloon type things, so you can also have a suspendium chamber. So this is a big suspendium crystal, which gives us 2,000 lift, and allows us, so if our ship was done here right now, we would have a lift of 2,000. I think that's the speed at which we do lift, and of course our service ceiling, which is the maximum height that the airship could go, would be 1,143 meters, so over a kilometer. That's pretty cool. But because we're going to add some weight to this, that's not the end of the story. So we want to, of course, have a propeller. Now, I don't think a large propeller is necessary. I think we'll try a small propeller to start. That might be a mistake. I have no idea. So now that we have the ability to actually move. So now we have speed of 39. It's still pretty light though, right? So, and now we need to be able to fuel this suspendium chamber. And of course, if you read here, it says requires 1 unit of coal every 20 seconds. So we have to have a place, a coal store. Now there's large and small coal stores. I don't, so a regular coal store has 32 coal capacity. I think that's good. I don't know. I have no idea. I think we'll go with that. Now, coal, like other things in other modules, coal is flammable. So if it gets hit, it can light on fire. So how do you prevent fire or at least stop fire from spreading? You can use a fire point. Fire point is basically a countermeasure to that. If something catches on fire, they can use the water in these tanks and bring it down and of course, put out the fire. Well, who's going to do all that work? Well, you need somebody living on the ship. So you have a quarters, and each quarters produces or has 12 air sailors. And you can, if you're ever curious to know how many air sailors you're going to need, it says on here, it says minimum crew 2. Now, if you have extra, that's good, right? So, but minimum crew 2, recommended crew is 7. So that would be the most efficient we could be, is have 7. But this crew quarters gives us 12. Now we might even need more than that once we're done here, but I don't know. So I'm just slapping things down right now. I don't know if this is where it's going to end up in the end, but you know, I'm just trying to give you guys an idea of how this works. And I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that have already played this before that don't need all this, but you know, I'm sure there's a lot of you that do. So, and then of course, every ship needs a way to get supplies. And you can't have a ship, like for example, the ship needs more supply hatches. So there has to be a way for the ship to get supplies into it. So you need these supply hatches. So you can put these anywhere on the ship as long as they're accessible by a level. And that's just a way for and it tells you here, supplies. So yes, each one of these hatches provides 8 supply, and as your ship grows and you get more get ammo stores and coal stores and stuff, it's going to need more supply hatches. So yeah, it's good right now, but we'll probably need to add more. So because we're going to have weapons on the ship, we're going to have an ammo store, but I don't want to put the ammo store right beside the coal because that seems like a really volatile situation. Ammo and coal seems, yeah, like things could go badly. I'm actually going to put the ammo store right here. It's good to put your ammo store fairly close to your weapons, whatever weapons you're going to use, because of course they have to run and grab the ammo from the ammo store and bring it back to the weapon. So it of course saves time when you do it, have them fairly close. So I'm going to do 4 cannons on the sucker. Actually, we're going to do 4 cannons and 1 rifleman. So all weapons have different attributes, of course. Cannons are heavy hitting, but they're also slow firing, and they do certain types of damage to certain types of armor. Not all armor is the same. For example, stone is better at dealing with, I think, small gunfire, whereas cannons are better at, I'm not sure. We'll look at that in a second. And rifles are fast firing, but of course they don't do as much damage, and of course it depends on what type of armor they're hitting. And they're quite accurate, actually. The rifles are actually really good in this game. And then there's grenades, and of course this is the arc. This is a firing arc, so the cannons have about a 90-degree firing arc directly forward, whereas rifles, they can almost fire behind. Like they can actually fire behind if they're in certain positions. So in other words, if I put another rifleman here, oh, that's a grenader, sorry. If I put another rifleman here, we can actually fire, kind of a little bit behind ourselves, both in the top and the bottom. So now everything has to be attached so that the guys can actually get around and have access to everything. So you have these corridors with ladders in them that allows guys to, of course, climb up and down and access everything. So now they can all access the ammo as well as the armaments and all that kind of good stuff. So that's good. And then, of course, grenades. So grenades they do a little bit more damage than all of the above that I mentioned already. Well, I don't know if they do more damage than the cannon, but they do a fair amount of damage, and they're fairly cheap to put on the ship, and they don't require a lot of ammo or anything, but they have a weird firing arc, so of course they have to throw them up and then they land. So really good if you're, doing bombing runs or something. I don't know. I haven't played around much with grenades, but let's throw one on there just for fun. Why not? Okay, so, and now, what else do we need? So we've got a crew quarters now. It's always good to keep an eye on what's going on here, because this will give you a really good idea of where you're at. So supply, we're fine so far. Maintenance, so that's how much it's going to cost us per tick in the game. The weight of the ship is very relevant because that affects our service ceiling. The heavier the ship is, the service ceiling is how high the ship will be able to raise total. Like, it's not going to be able to go above, in this case, 95 meters above the ground, ever. It just can't go higher than that because it's so heavy, given the amount of weight and the amount of suspendium we currently have on the ship. Now, if we add more suspendium, however we add it, of course, it'll allow us to go higher. For example, if we add some of those balloons, and we go to lift here. So we can actually add these suspendium dust tanks, which I call them balloons because it reminds me of like the, you know, the balloons from like, you know, the movies, or, you know, like the concept of steampunk is those big balloons that sit above these airships. They're almost like magic, and I would imagine the suspendium is kind of like magic. But anyway, so, and then we need to attach it to something. And of course, as we add the suspendium, it raises our service ceiling. Now, these are kind of dangerous in that they're volatile. If they get shot, they will, of course, light on fire. So I would think, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing here or not, but I would think I would want to attach them to something kind of separate so that maybe the whole ship doesn't end up on fire if something goes wrong. So, you know, something like that. I don't know, that looks pretty cool, don't you think? Maybe, hold on, actually, let's do that a little differently. Let's do that, and like that. So they're all attached, but it's still, you know, it's kind of connected. Oh, it looks cool. I don't know, it's just interesting. I should maybe be adding more structure here, but I don't know. So armor is actually added on the outside of the ship. So there's our armor. We start off with wooden armor. I think it's all wooden armor, I think. Yeah, that's all wooden armor, but we can, and wooden armor is sufficient to protect against small arms fire, but highly vulnerable to explosives, for example, cannons and grenades and stuff, and flat guns too as well. Steel wall, no match against heavy weapons, but able to deflect small arms fire, so that's good. So rifles. Steel armor, steel plates that shrug off anything smaller than a cannonball, so that's good. Brick walls, thin brick wall easily shattered by a grenade or cannonball, but able to take a few rifle rounds before crumbling. And of course, stone wall, which I think is the heaviest, a solidly built stone wall that can withstand a fair amount of punishment, but it's super heavy. Every block of stone wall that you add to your ship is like 120 weight. So you watch our service ceiling. We're at 358. Add a few bricks. Yeah, our service ceiling just falls, eh? Really good. Of course, bricks are really good for the buildings on the ground, so your basic defensive buildings. So I don't know. I think we'll do some, I don't know, steel. It's we don't want to be too expensive. We'll just do some steel wall. It's maybe a little bit better than the wooden armor. I don't know. I think it's all situational. I think it depends on what you're fighting. I don't know. We're not even done building the main vehicle. I'm just kind of messing around here. So well, we also need something very important. We need a bridge. We need a command area. So we're the guy that's driving the ship or flying the ship. So yeah. So I was thinking we'd put the bridge here. Now it is, it's vulnerable no matter where we put it here because it's such a small ship. Because, you know, if the coal catches on fire, there's a good chance that, you know, this is going to catch on fire. And it's right above or right below where the ammo is. And if that explodes, of course, everybody here is dead. But it is what it is. So air sailors, so now see, we're a little short on crew now. It's saying recommended crew 19. So we could use another quarters. So maybe we'll do another quarters. Yeah, do another quarters here. I don't know. Maybe. So let's remove that and do a quarters here. So you can see how this could get really, really fun. Of course, there's tons of stuff here. Of course, there's repair bays. So if something goes wrong, we can, of course, repair some of that damage, which is great. But I'm trying to keep this I'm trying to make this a fairly small or medium-sized ship. If we go any bigger, we're going to have to really go crazy. So, yeah, we've got enough air sailors. Yeah, more than enough air sailors. That's good. And you want to keep things moving. Keep in mind the air sailors are also, of course, bring ammo to the guns too as well. So that's pretty key. So there's also, in terms of weapons, because I didn't go through all the weapons here, but there is also turrets. So you can have a turret on the bottom called a ventral turret, which of course can reach that nice wide, greater than 180 degree angle. And of course you can do the same kind of a turret, a dorsal turret on the top, of course, if you've got the proper position or the proper ship to do so. But this one wouldn't be terrible for a ventral turret. It's just really expensive. And at this point in the game, I don't know, should we be spending like $120 for one turret? I don't know, maybe we should. If we want to do a cheaper route and still want to be able to shoot straight down, we could do a bomb bay, which is of course exactly what it sounds like. It's a bomb bay. So we could drop bombs on the enemy, and actually let's do a couple of those. That's actually not a terrible idea. So I'm building kind of a well-rounded ship, but I do want to kind of have it still kind of look kind of janky like that. Like, I don't know, it looks kind of cool, right? So yeah, I think we're good. Recommended crew 25, air sailors 24. I'm cool with that. I think that'll be fine. Cool looking ship. I like it. I like it. Okay, so let's name the ship. They're recommending Slander. I don't think that's a good name at all. How do I remove that from my... Oh, there we go. So rename. Let's call this the... The lumpy... No, not lumpy. The lumpy dog. Haha. Why? I don't know. Because, I don't know. Just looks like a lumpy dog. I don't know. So now, another thing we can do is we can actually add decorations and armor to the ship. So we can add our coat of arms. So we can slap our coat of arms like right on the balloons here. Like we do a really big one. Yeah, huge coat of arms right in the center. Hey. Oh, I guess we can't do. We can't add that. Oh, okay. Interesting. So I guess we can't add anything to the balloons. Interesting. So we could do we could add a small coat of arms just right in the front here. Hard to get that centered. Oh, I guess we got some steel armor on there. That's okay. We could actually let's finish our armor then. Let's just do some more steel armor just kind of along the bottom here. Ah, looks pretty cool actually. I kind of like it. There's all sorts of parts. I'm not going to go through all the parts right now, but you know, as I use parts in the game, of course, I'll discuss them and try to explain them as to the best of my ability. Like I said, I'm still new here, right? Be gentle in the comments. I am quite new. Okay. Oh, actually, we should do a rear firing gun here too as well. Maybe. I see. You could just spend so much time trying to figure out what would be a good thing to do, but I think a rear firing turret right there, or a rear firing what do you call it? Rifle would be kind of a good thing there, just to have one. You can always turn, right? So that's not an issue, but this is definitely a pretty good vehicle, I think, for defending itself against airships and maybe dealing with a building, because it has the bombs as well. Okay, so good enough. Let's go to armor, finish our armor off. I think just, oh, does that looks like a different kind of armor. Did I do steel walls or steel armor? I'm not even sure. I did steel armor. Okay, so let's just do steel walls. A little bit cheaper. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. What are we at to? So right now, to build this vehicle will cost us $1,297 Deluks bucks, I guess. Deluxe bucks. 1,297 Deluxe bucks. Yeah, and we need more supply hatches. See, it's saying that, yeah, so supply 8 out of 9. We need, and every one of those modules gives us 8, supply 8. So we need to add another one of these. I guess it doesn't really matter where it is. There we go. Good enough. So ship's modules are not, oh, that one's not accessible, so let's add it. Guess we'll do a supply right there. That's fine. Yeah, that'll work. And yeah, so I think we're good to go. So aside from the cost, I mean, looks good. The lumpy dog. Oh, do we want to paint it? Let's maybe add a little bit of paint. Why not? Cause yeah, that looks kind of terrible, doesn't it? So even the names of the colors here are very steampunk. Sanguine, Murray, Sable, Purpur. Very cool. Let's paint it all white. I think there's, oh, Phil. There we go. Yes, there we go. And we can, let's do, so this is a lumpy dog. So let's try and do a dog here. Okay. I don't know if we can, but we'll give it a shot. See, I've already failed. Fail. Hold on. Just give me a sec. I can do this. Hold on. Okay, let's start with the nose. That we have a place of reference. And let's do an eye, which is going to be like right here. And then we'll do the snout. And the dog. And this is the worst dog ever. Well, I did say it's the lumpy dog, right? So there we go. It's the lumpy dog. I don't even know what that is anymore. Seriously, guys, that doesn't look like a dog at all. What happened? Okay, oh, hold on here. Let me just fix this. Because that's not bad. That's not bad. The problem is the different armors changes the tone color of the, yeah, let's do it this way. Okay, sorry. I can't help myself. See, I would love to do, like, a dog mouth, but this is like worse than 8-bit because, yeah, I mean, it is like designing icons in 8-bit. There we go. Can you see the face, sort of? He kind of looks like, yeah, that other dog from that thing. You know that thing? Yeah. Oh, that's terrible. Sorry, guys. So, yes, just, there we go. There. Can you see it? There's the eye, there's the nose, the mouth, he's smiling, and then a little bit of hair back here, whatever. He is a lumpy dog! Ah, terrible. Oh, and let's add one of our coat of arms. There it is. Good to go. There we go. The lumpy dog. Good to go. We're going to save the design. Like I said, I'm not going to torture you guys by having you sit with me while I build every design, but, oh, I could have just done a big mouth like that. I didn't know they had those. Okay, cool. But anyway, yeah, you can see the dog. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we can leave, and now we can build it. And in the future, I will fast forward the designs and then just explain what I've done afterwards just to make things easier. So we can't actually build it until we've made some money because that's pretty expensive, 1302. So we just have to start the game, I think, to build your fleet up, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so having given your initial commands, it's time to unpause the game. Use the speed controls indicated. You can pause the game again at any time by clicking the pause button, blah, blah, blah. Okay, as time passes, we get more money. And of course, it tells us how much money we're going to get here. So 120 income per tick, whatever a tick is. I don't know if that's a second or what that is. Now, another thing, it's saying for us to send a spy to Dagger Guild. So let's do that. For $100, sure, let's send a spy and we'll be able to get some more information on that city. And I think we're ready to go. Let's unpause. Here we go. And yeah, I don't know if this ship would be able to defend the city so much. Okay, so we're going to pause here. Spy is now set up in reporting from Dagger Guild. The following information has become available. The income it produces, which is 59 income. So less than half of what we're making. And the size of that shipyard, so it's a medium shipyard, and we have a large shipyard. So what does that mean? I don't know. Which determines how quickly it can build new ships. Okay, just explains it. It's bonus, in this case, minus 30% rifle, gun, and cannon cost, which applies to the city and will apply to your empire once you have conquered it. Finally, the level of its secret police, which determines how susceptible it is to bribery and sabotage. Interesting. If you click on the city, you can now choose View City. Okay, so let's view the city. I know this is taking a while. You know, I'm just getting to know this, right? Okay, so he's got one building here, and it's got 3 cannons on one side, or riflemen. I think those are riflemen. 3 riflemen on one side and 1 rifleman on the other. So we can go and we can go attack. I wonder, actually, let's look at our city. Can I look at our city? Oh, yes, defenses. There we go. Okay, so we have 2 buildings. Oh, look at, yeah, he's got the dorsal turret. Ah, cool. He's got a dorsal turret on here so he can actually shoot the bad guys. I think, I don't know. That's really cool. He's got the flat guns here. I don't know if that's the right position here. Maybe this building was lower. So let's move this one lower. Oh, I can't wait to show. Oh, actually. Oh, here we go. Let's move this building here. Oh, we can't move it. Ah, I see. We can't move it onto the enemy territory. Okay. So, we can only put it on this side of the map. I see. But see the problem here? Can I put it on top of the building? That'd be okay. I guess it depends on what they sort of challenge us with here. So let's move this back. Oh, we can't. Because the base of the building is too high, I guess. We can't put it on. Can we put, oh, too bad we can't put buildings on these flying islands. That would be kind of cool. So I guess we'll put it here. I just think it's better to put the building with the dorsal turret down below, and then these can shoot over top of it, maybe. I don't know. It's probably a terrible idea. But anyway, good. Leave. Okay. So let's just run the game. There we go. Oh, look. Dagger Guild is sending out a fleet. So maybe now's a good time to attack Dagger Guild. Oh. Okay, so, we have enough money to build our ship. So I paused it here. We're going to build our lumpy dog. I want like 12 of them though. There we go. I didn't read everything it said there. Hold on. Let's try that again. Oh, I can't. Okay, so let's just go. So you can see it building here. Constructing lumpy dog. Very, very cool. And look at them go. They're all attacking each other. Repels Dagger Guild. Northwest conquers Dagger Guild. Oh, Northwestex conquered Dagger Guild. But here comes Strudelcud. So I think we should get in there and maybe... So I think you can have water. So I think this here is water. For example, because we have airships, we can attack over water. But if you're just on land, you can use land ships as well with like they have tractor bottoms and stuff. Yeah, kind of cool stuff. Anyway, so let's maybe go attack. Let's spy on Northwestex before we do anything, just so we can kind of see, because they repelled. Okay, so. View City. So they should... Okay, they've lost their buildings here. Oh, all they have left is this vehicle. You know what? Hold on. I know we're out of time, and we're going to be playing lots of this game over the next little bit just because it seems like super compelling. Really compelling, but I think we're ready. Let's invade with our 2 vehicles here. Let's go. I'm not ending this episode until you guys actually get to see some combat. Come on, the little ship that could. So I bet you they travel as fast as the slowest vehicle, and I'm pretty sure the lumpy dog is pretty slow. It only has the one prop on it. Oh, but yeah, but the other vehicle only has a sail, so yeah, that's got to be pretty slow too as well. Okay, so as long as nobody attacks us over the water, I think we're pretty safe on this island here. Feeling pretty safe anyway. These vehicles, these airships of ours are very slow. The lumpy dog is terribly, terribly slow, and I don't mean like he's not that bright, although he may not be that bright either. Okay, so here we go. Oh, what is this? So he's got land vehicles with spider legs. The problem is, it looks like he's got cannons and ramming things on it. And okay, interesting. So I think as long as we stay above them, we should be okay, because those cannons, yeah, they're gonna be pretty useless against the bombs, I think. So let's try this. So at the beginning, get to kind of decide where your stuff's gonna be. I think we'll put the ship with the sail kind of down here, so he can kind of snipe them at a distance. And then of course, how high can the ship go? Oh, is that his max limit? I'm not sure. Well, we'll start here, and then maybe we'll move in. So away we go. Let's start. Interesting. Oh, there is another vehicle here. Okay, so let's try and get the upper ground. So you can hit the M button and of course move. Now, remember that command value? I don't know if you remember, but the bridge gives you a command value. What's our ceiling on this ship? Maybe it's really, is it really high up? Oh, maybe it's not that high up at all. I don't know. What's the ceiling on this ship? I guess we're going to find out. Okay, so, yeah, so the command value, that a ship has a command value, and that depends on how much you have for, oh, look at that. Oh, quick, water. So good thing we put that, uh-oh. This vehicle, oh, see, there's the service ceiling right there. So that's as high as that vehicle can go. So what we're going to do is actually we're going to move this vehicle over here, and we're going to flip it around to kind of distract him while we move this one back into position to maybe bomb the crap out of these guys. Okay, away we go. Oh, he's very slow. That sail is super slow. That might be a huge mistake. Uh-oh. Okay, can we move again? Okay, yeah, let's pause here. I definitely see my inexperience. Let's move, flip, and maybe try and take care of this guy right at the end. These guys won't be able to shoot until they turn around. I don't know, let's try it. This guy with the sail, like, he's in big trouble. So, I don't know, let's see if you can somehow get over here. What? What happened? What happened? Why did he explode? Why did my ship explode? Oh, it's a good thing we can still, you know, float. Hold on, medic. Oh no. Oh no, it's gone out of control. Yes, we're definitely inexperienced here. Okay, our propeller's gone too. What happened? Oh, so he was shooting at us from behind. He's got, oh no, he turned around. Okay, see, I maybe bit off way more than we can chew. So, okay, so this guy, is he fleeing? No, he's just, okay. Can he maybe get up beside this guy, maybe? So, yeah, you can see how physics can kind of mess you up if you don't know what you're doing here. Oh, fire! Fire! Oh, there it goes. Oh, man down, suspend him offline. We can't even move. So yeah, your guys, the crew, they sort of work on their own. And you can give them a few commands, you know, like you can tell them to basically move or basically ram, or to ground the ship or something. But yeah, there's really not a huge amount of options. Okay, so we definitely need to refit that ship. Something went terribly wrong, and this is not going well. Okay, we're gonna flee. Oh, and both of our vehicles are immobile, which means we've lost them. Yeah, they're gone. Okay, guys, I promise we will get into this way more in depth next time. This was just our first kind of dive into it. And we only got to see combat once, but it does get really cool, and you can see how in depth it can get when you're building ships and such. Anyway, guys, I hope you're excited about the series, and I know it's a little late. I mean, this game, went early access in February, but I think it's worthwhile checking out, and it's something that I know I can get into, and it's going to be super fun. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Take care.